So let's move to you, Sarah, because I know you took leave from work, at least a good whole week. I'm guessing whether some women may not even have the luxury to have that. Some bosses may not understand, and I hope every boss watching this will understand. Please give that woman, if she really needs that 3 days off, please consider it. Give them that space, right? So you took that space. Sarah, what did you go through as you took that journey?
I think the contraction was, coming back to that miscarriage, contraction was a bit more intense on Friday. Then Saturday, I thought I had a miscarriage because the contraction was so intense that I was like, man, is this like childbirth? You
were at home?
I was at home because I knew that it was going to come. Okay. So I stayed home.
I think the advice would be that women, while they're going through this, should be somewhere safe, right? Somewhere at home, not in the office where, it's because it's going to be so troublesome when you're in the office.
But that's because I kind of knew, and I was praying that this weekend just, and the doctor was also quite sharp. She said like, okay, you should be going through this. So that helps prep me. So I was praying that, okay, weekend, let's, in a way, get it over and done with, because the waiting time was also tough. Really the uncertainty of like, is it gonna be a baby, not baby? That kills as well. So I was like, okay, now that it's confirmed it's miscarriage, and I also prepare myself to like, okay, let's go through it. So Friday was coming a bit, and then Saturday was intense, and I thought I had, the miscarriage already because, blood and all that. But it didn't happen on that day. So I thought it happened. So the next day, I decided to tell all my families. I said, okay, I think I had a miscarriage. They kind of, I think so one side of family kind of knew that I was going through that. That's why my sister was like, actually, I also went through this, like, I don't know how many times. Yeah, she had she also waited for about 10 years to have the first child. So I told all of them, and of course my in-laws heard it for the first time, because before that I also didn't want to disappoint them, so didn't want to tell them. So we broke the news, and then they all came, supported with all the all the confinement supplies and all that. So that was really very, comforting knowing that there's support. But little did I know that I wasn't going through the full. So on Sunday night, that was when the contraction came again, and finally the sac came out.
Oh wow! So it was like a double contraction experience.
Yeah, but the Saturday one was more painful. I was tearing and all. But I was still telling myself, if this is childbirth, I think I can still get it. I'm not sure, but people say that it is more intense, when you go through the labor and all that. So I'm like, okay. So that was what happened. I think the 1 week of leave, resting at home, was really. I thought that 3 days I'm going to come back to work. Okay. Little did I know what I was going through in my body as well. That the womb was trying to heal. There was still contraction because the blood tissues were still coming out. So I think emotionally, because I work with so many people, if I'm out of action, I need to tell. So I have to tell, Little Legends team, and then the X-Kids team, and the accounts team, just everyone. Telling them is one thing, and I chose to tell them because I think it's a journey that, they go through with me. But at the same time, I think what was tough was when they were giving me all the, I'm sorry, not so much advices. They were just trying to comfort me, encourage me and all that. But every time I see the message, I'm like, just cry again, cry again and again.
Just go through the same emotions again and again.
And sometimes I just refuse to check the phone because if I see another message, I'll cry again, and then
what would you think? If they didn't send message,
also you feel like
nobody cares, right?
About me.
I'm just thinking out loud, you'd be like,
nobody said.
So you rather them send or you rather them send?
Of course send, and then having the support.
And then still cry, right?
Still cry and all that.
Still go through it,
the understanding, that they have, and they were very kind. They were like, okay, take time, rest, don't worry about work. We will settle everything.
Oh, that's nice.
So that was nice, and that gave me like, okay, okay, I'm gonna like rest. So during that 1 week, I think there was a lot of crying. When Quan Chin comes back and when I see him, I'll cry again. You know, it's that going through again and again, but he was just by my side encouraging me. So that
there you
was
go, good spouse is
yes,
important. Yep.
that's good. But I think the breakthrough came when I think I had a thought of like, I can't be like this. There was that moment of, I can't be like this anymore. I can't dwell on this, and I can't let this stop. What are the things that I'm doing? So I think there was that Tuesday that I was in my room. I was praying. I was going through like some online, video testimony of people who went through the miscarriage. There were songs about, baby in heaven, and I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, I didn't know all these things, but I was just like trying to search and, having a hang on to God and like, God, where are you? I don't deny that I asked like, God, why does this happen? Why? Not blaming God, but more of like asking like, okay, why and all. But I knew that I'm not going to blame God, and I'm trying to tell myself not to blame myself.
Right. Sure.
But I think during that afternoon, I was just seeking God. I was praying. I was looking through videos, and I just cry out. Like for that one day, I just just locked the door. My mom-in-law was downstairs, but just lock the door and then like just cry out to the Lord like as much as I can. Because before that I was still trying to hold back, but this one time I was like, okay, I'm just gonna cry my eyeballs out. And I think with that crying there was that release, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be okay, I'm gonna heal. And I think I make a choice too. I say, okay, I'm gonna be okay.
It's a choice, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I think
Yeah, it's
that's
a choice. And with telling people, what I felt helped was that a lot of people came around me. Even with Little Legends parents, I decided to tell them because it's a journey that we go through together. And moms came and tell me, actually, I went through this. And then, so there was a lot of support. Yeah. And when I tell, so I don't go with, of course, there was a friend who told me like, hey, you should pantang, the 3 months, don't tell people. I don't think so that should be the case. I think it is a journey, although it is hard to tell other people after you get pregnant and then you have to tell them that you are, going through a miscarriage. It is tough, sure. But I think we should still tell. It shouldn't be something that I should keep to myself. Right. I should share. And in that, what was amazing was I had 2 friends that went through miscarriage at the same time. Wow. And 3 of us went through the pain together, but we supported one another. And then we exchanged like, okay, what should we do with our body? Because the body still needs to heal, the supplements that we need to take. So one of them is in US. She doesn't have a family there. Wow. So that was tough. And she was so angry. She was like, my baby, I saw the heartbeat. But after that, no more. Yeah. And she's alone there, of course, with her husband and another child. But still, it was painful. But the support, that was important. Yeah. And then after that afternoon of crying out, I think there was that release, and then I just began to heal. Although physically I was still having contraction to clear, because it was the gynae also told me you will take another week to clear off everything. So yeah, I went to the gynae after the sac came out just to confirm. Then she said yes, the sac is out, but she showed me where, okay, this part, okay, you see the blood tissues and all that, so that needs to come out. If not, the infection might happen. So I was also praying that, because the baby stopped growing at 6 and this was already 9-10 weeks, so the 4 weeks, the infection can happen as well. So I said that, okay, so I was praying that everything will come out. So within that week I was much better, although physically I was still weak. Sure. But it gets better by the day. Yeah.
Just from your sharing, I find that it's important not to see miscarriage as something bad, something wrong, something evil. Because when you do that, then of course you will have other reactions. Don't tell. Pantang, blame someone, blame myself. But you only use the word blame when something went wrong. It's natural. It's nature's way of even protecting and preserving. There's hope. We can try again, and it's going to be all right. So when we take that line of thought, then we don't have to say, oh, next time I get pregnant again, I'm not going to tell, because I think that will be also not the right way. It will be based on fear, and I think every woman should be excited when they get pregnant. Why not tell? And let's not think so deeply into, but how if I get miscarriage? I think the stigma, really, we have to try our best to remove that stigma from women. Or from the couple, because the man also goes through his own challenges.